I don't know if you saw Thursday night's game, which was the Rams winning 12-6 against the San Francisco 49ers.
Hmm.
The interesting thing to come out of that is, have you been following the De'Vondre Campbell ordeal?
Actually, I have not, but I did watch that game. That was a barn burner, right?
Uh,
Um, yeah, it was so awful. But what's going on with that? And I'll look it up. You just give me
so
the information on that.
Yeah, so this is according to the CNN Sports article I found about it. So I'll just read how they broke it down right here. The San Francisco 49ers have suspended linebacker De'Vondre Campbell for 3 games, aka the rest of this regular season, after he refused to enter his team's game in the third quarter of a 12-6 loss to the Los Angeles Rams on Thursday night. Uh, we have suspended De'Vondre Campbell for 3 games due to conduct detrimental to the team, 49ers president of football operations and general manager John Lynch said in a statement issued Monday. We have no further comment at this comment on the matter. Campbell was summoned to enter the game to replace Dre Greenlaw, who is making his return from an Achilles injury he sustained in last year's Super Bowl, but told head coach Kyle Shanahan that he would not play before walking to the locker room before the end of the game. So, thoughts on that situation,
Huh.
Castillo?
Well, first off, I'm glad that Greenlaw was, getting back out there because I remember that he just was trying to get off the get off the
Yeah, just
sideline to
run
go in
onto the
for a
field.
play, and it snapped on him.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. You're getting paid to play professional football. You are getting paid a shit ton of money that I will never see in my lifetime, kind of money, and you just don't want to play. Like, is that all that's said about it? Is like there's no other information on why he didn't go out on the field? Um,
No. And
huh,
also so instead, and this is how, so all the players on the 49ers have basically came out and been very vocal about what, a piece of shit move and selfish. And somebody said that was some sucker shit, which was probably Brock Purdy. But
yeah, no, he's. I mean, regardless, like he's done with the team, whatever. And I'll tell you right now, he's probably like that's gonna really screw his career.
yeah, I think what is it? I think the biggest red flag of like, oh, this isn't okay and we don't see this stuff all that often was basically John Lynch came out and was like, we're not releasing him because we don't want to reward him with going to a better team. So when the general manager is basically being like, we don't want this player to have a chance to go to another team, not because we don't want to lose him, but because we think he's a piece of shit and we don't want to give him that opportunity. Like, that's when all of a sudden, like, I feel like the red flags go up and you just go like, oh, something is happening here that doesn't happen a lot. And we want to make an example of this guy so it doesn't happen, furthermore, because in this game, when he got pulled out of the game, he didn't stay on the sideline. He like left the sideline, went to the locker room, and was basically like, I'm done for today, which is, some Antonio Brown shit that we've seen before. And Antonio Brown, when he did it obviously in a more public fashion on the field, but after he did that, every other team was like, no thanks. Like, we're out. And then he hasn't
Yeah,
been in the league since.
it's
So,
in, it's insane. Like that's a mind blowing situation. Like you don't just walk out on your team. You might have disagreements, and ask for a trade, but you don't expect to get out of a contract. Like if you have a contract signed, that's not up to you.
yeah. And also, he was only on a 1-year contract and he was playing basically only because Greenlaw couldn't. So when Greenlaw is able to come back, like, Greenlaw is one of the best linebackers in the entire league. On what planet do you think you're just going to keep that position? Like, when he's ready to come back in, it just seems just what a weird, again, that's why I wanted to talk about it. What a weird story.
Yeah.
And again, add that to the pile of shit that the 49ers have had to deal with all season long, with injuries and with their record.
And
And
having that them and having that as a coach,
yeah, and then also just what is it? Having to potentially pay Purdy $60 million after this offseason.
he's
So,
not gonna get paid that.
well, that's apparently what he's asking for with that team. So, I mean, that could just be a side topic in this topic, Casino. What do you think happens with Purdy with this team? You think he's still a 49er next year?
No, because they're not gonna pay him that much. I mean, he might get that much on another team, but he's not gonna get paid that much from the Niners. Won't happen.
Yeah, I don't think he will either. I don't know if he'll take a team friendly deal. Maybe they just try to, what is it, franchise tag him. But still, even I feel like if you franchise tagged him with the quarterbacks, would his salary still be like $40 million for 1 year?
Something insane, yeah.
Yeah.